Howdy everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be quite interesting for me to make because we are in Kaohsiung, and I think it's actually the first travel guide type video I've ever made here, despite the fact that I used to live here for 1 year. Now, because I have lived here for 1 year, my goal is to not take you to like the top tourist things to do. Like, there's so many videos about those things, and as somebody that lived here, I should be, kind of trying to show you things that are a little bit more different. I'm going to be sharing 3 places with you that are definitely worth checking out and aren't really super touristy destinations. The first is going to be a night market that is quite local, and we're going to be trying some of the foods there. The second is actually somewhere I've never even been in Kaohsiung. And the third is a bike path that has a lot of artwork, and it is not located in the arts district. So we're going to start off with the night market, and tomorrow I'll be taking you along to the other destinations. To kick off this Kaohsiung not-so-touristy places to visit vlog, we're heading to one of the most hectic local markets in Kaohsiung I know of, Lingya, also called Ziqiang. And unlike night markets like Liuhe or Reifang, this market truly caters to the locals with its food stands, food markets, and restaurants. What also makes this market stand out though is the traffic. Seriously, you have to watch out while walking here. So if you know anything about Taiwan, scooters are mega popular here, and this night market makes it so easy for you to literally drive up to a food stall and get what you need and continue on. It's a little bit scary walking through here because scooters are flying everywhere. Usually when I come to this market, I snag my favorite mung bean milkshake, but today I decided to try some eats, starting off with a Taiwan classic, Lü Rou Fan. When I usually come to night markets, I actually only stick to the food stands. But today I decided that I wanted to actually go into a restaurant, so I was just looking at like things that were recommended in blogs and kind of looking at Google. And I've been craving some Lü Rou Fan, and so this is pork rice, and we're just gonna give it a try. Usually pork rice is always delicious. This is very soft, not too salty, and the juice is just melting like perfectly in with the rice. It's not too greasy or oily. So good. To follow up with something sweet, if there's anything you have to try, it's the bai tang gao, or white sugar cake. The line for this goodie was so long, and I soon found out why this fried cake made from glutinous rice flour was so popular. Let's give it a try. I've actually never had this, so I think it has like a peanut coating on it. Whoa! Oh! It's crunchy on the outside with a sweet peanut coating, and the inside is mochi. It's like a mochi texture. Oh my gosh. I wasn't sure what to expect, but it wasn't this. Another thing that really stands out about this to me is that the mochi is not like too chewy, and perhaps it's because it's just like freshly fried, so it's chewy but like kind of like chewable, like some mochi you could literally choke on it, whereas this is very soft. I'm so tempted to go buy another one, honestly. This is the most north I have ever been out of Kaohsiung, like where I'm actually visiting and not just taking the train north. And this area is definitely very industrial / residential. And we're actually going to be visiting a old factory that is no longer existing here, but has been made into a unique park. So I figured I've never checked it out, so let's go see what it's about. Today's adventures have led us to the Chiao sugar refinery. This is a factory that was established during the Japanese colonial rule. It created its first batch of sugar in 1902 and its last one in 1999, so it was active for almost 1 century. I think this is one of the most interesting places I've been to in Taiwan. While it might not be super fun per se, you can see, like heavy Japanese influence. And while yes, you can see a lot of Japanese influence all over Taiwan, I've never been to like an old factory that was established under Japanese colonial rule, where literally the buildings are just like screaming Japan. In my last video, we went to the sugar factory in Dulan, but this is definitely like much more interesting and cool. There's also a lot of restaurants and cafes and things that seem like family fun, which may be more active during the weekend. It's a weekday, so outside it's a little bit more slow, but you know, there's still people here visiting the museum. I don't know, I think it's quite unique, but if you know of any other places in Taiwan that have like a similar vibe, leave them below in the comments. Passed by a few of these buildings so far, and it's kind of a shame that you can't go inside of them. I mean, they look amazing from the outside, but it would be really cool if there was some like displays on the inside to check out. But maybe that's in the actual museum, so maybe when we get there we can go inside. Basically, the entire factory has been converted into a historical property. Around the property, you can see old buildings that were used as like workers' corridors, management office, and I think the old factory is actually right over there. So let's definitely go check that out. I think that'll be really interesting. Whoa, that is some hardcore machinery, man. Okay, and the entrance is up here, so let's go to the entrance. Maybe I'm just a nerd, or this is actually really cool. I was reading reviews on Google about this place, and some people were like, there's like nothing there. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just don't think either you didn't see this place, or you're not interested, and that's okay. But for me, this is actually really interesting and really cool. While I was a little bit bummed out that we couldn't go into the other historical buildings, this completely makes up for that. And yeah, this is 1,000 times cooler than the Dulan Sugar Factory. If you're vaguely interested in this kind of stuff, then this place is definitely worth visiting. I had no idea how much goes into pressing sugar cane to create sugar. Just seeing this entire factory, it's like crazy how much goes into it and how much machinery there is, and it's probably a dangerous process, just like working in any kind of factory. Like, it's just wild to see all of these things in steps. Okay, so right here we've got a bomb shelter, and that is extremely familiar from my days on Jinmen, an air raid shelter. So I've got to go catch the next train back to Kaohsiung. And I'm realizing now that all of these buildings behind me are like museum ones that you can go in. So these are the old buildings that you can enter into, but unfortunately I do not have time and I gotta run. The grounds here are honestly just massive. If you want to see all of the displays, check out the factory, and kind of just enjoy the ambience, at least an hour and a half, because I wish I could explore it a little bit more, but I gotta go catch my train. So that's how it is, but it was definitely worth coming up here. When I lived in Kaohsiung, one of my favorite things to do was U-bike around. I have a few favorite locations, including along Love River, near the Arts District, and where I'm taking you now. So where I'm taking you now actually will also end in another very creative area, but I prefer riding the U-bike there. So if you don't have access to a U-bike, you can always just go to this area. I'll put it in the description, like where you can find it on the map, but I highly recommend this ride as well. So the reason I love this bike path so much is that it's super smooth. The views, I mean, they're very like neighborhoodly, but it's quite a big park area. There's a lot of people out here like getting their evening walks in, and it lasts quite a long time. So we haven't even made it to like the artsy area. We're just kind of like on the path still. and on our way. I've parked my U-bike and stopped here outside the Zhengyi local train station. So typically the ride that I do, I'll go from Minsu all the way down here. It only takes about 5 to 10 minutes. And this is actually my favorite mural behind me. This isn't really somewhere you necessarily need to stop. You could actually continue biking much further. Like you could continue biking for at least another 10-15 minutes and check out other parts of the city that you might not see on the tourist map. Now that I'm thinking about it, I noticed on Google Maps an area called the Weiyu Mimi Village, and that actually looks like a whole mural arts village, and I've never even been there. So this area with all of this artwork might be kind of a teaser, so I'm gonna link that below. If you're interested in biking, definitely go along this way and then check out the village. So yeah, alrighty, I've taken cover. And what good timing, because this video has come to an end. I had a really fun time exploring Kaohsiung with y'all, taking you to Lingya, exploring the sugar factory museum together, and also taking you along for one of my favorite artistic bike rides in the city. If you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you've heard of any of these destinations or if you are now going to add some of them to your list. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!